Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video for you. Hey, I scoured the market for some great deals and I put together a video here for you that's going to show some of the awesomest deals in my opinion that are in the marketplace right now. This is March the 14th. 2022. But before we get into the video, if you want to join the channel as a member, that would be awesome, or subscribe as well. You'll be entered into the giveaways that I do on my live streams, which happen on Wednesdays and Saturdays, generally speaking. And I do lots of giveaways for members only and for subscribers only, so that would be cool. If you want to like the video, if you do like it after this, hit like, that would be great as well. And you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both of those links are in the description. I will follow you back. I always do. I love to see what you're doing. If you want to follow me in the app, there's a whole bunch of content creators who have Fastos from the Eternals listed at 9.9 million. So if you go in the marketplace and check that out, you can find me and other really great content creators that you might want to follow, and they'll follow you back as well. So it's lots of fun. So anyway, let's get into it. These are great market deals that I have found. I really wanted to put this video together because I'm thinking long term, right? And so in my opinion, these are items that I feel are around half price right now for sure, and I think they're going to go up over time, definitely. So I'm always playing the long game. If you watch my videos, you'll know that about me. These are picks that I think are really safe to get if you have the gems, or if you're looking for stuff in the market that's a good deal right now. And then I have some bonus material at the end, which I usually do. It involves Deadpool, so stick around for that. But anyway, let's get into the video. Let's go to the first screen right here. Like I said, you got to think long term today. So you're today, right now, in March 2022, you got to think long term. And that's what I do when I look at stuff in the market about what I'm targeting and what I'm going after. These collectibles that I think that we have right now in the market, I think these particular ones are kind of around half price or more. And so that's always a great time to buy. Right now is definitely a buyer's market still. And so I think it's going forward. You're going to have a chance to get some good gains on these in the future. This is not financial advice. This is just as a collector. You do not want to be buying these things when they're double. You want to buy them now when they're half price or whatever, right? So let's get into it, and then let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Just write if there's any that I missed, if you don't agree with any of these. If you do, if you're picking some up, I'd love to hear your feedback right down below the video. That's where we can talk about it, and on Twitter as well. So thanks so much. So anyway, let's get into my picks right here. First one, I just had to put on Woody on here. I think Woody is absolutely phenomenal. And you know what? I really do think that he's around half the price or so of where he's going to be in some period of time. I can't say when, of course, nobody knows, but I just predicting that I think he's going to be around double this price at some point in the future. He will have ups and downs as we get new drops, definitely. So, take that into consideration. But right now, he's pretty brand new. You might be able to get him for a little bit cheaper than he is if you wait a couple days. That's what I'm doing. I'm waiting a little bit. As soon as we get through all the initial inventory of people who got on the drop, who are trying to sell for 60, they bought for 60, they're trying to sell for higher. Those people are going to filter out, and then Woody's first appearance is going to be really great long term. Right now, there's only like 538 listed, right? And he's brand new, so that number is going to slowly come down as he gets into the hand of collectors. He's going for about 310 gems right now, so I think he'll be in the 600 range, maybe 700 range at some point in the future. I don't know when. It could be a week, could be two, could be longer, okay? And then he'll have his ups and downs. But anyway, I just want to start off with one we got just recently. I think Woody's fantastic. I do not have Woody right now, but I'm looking at getting him at some point soon. Anyway, let's get on to the next one. I really feel that Spider-Man's first appearance, the uncommon, which is the hanging out, I think this one is drastically undervalued, probably about half the price of where it should be. It's come down a little bit because of Woody and all the rest of them, but he is fantastic. He's always seems to be a little bit overlooked, and he shouldn't be because his additions are lower than the common. I know the common is iconic because it's on the cover, but I think he's around half the price to where he should be. The commons actually come down a bit too, so look at all those first appearances for Spider-Man. You'll find good deals on them right now. There's about 180 listed of him right now in the market, and he goes for about 384 gems. So that's really good. I think that's a great entry point. If you don't have a Spider-Man first appearance, one of the main ones, and you want to go from the common, you want to get a lower edition one, this one has almost half the editions. It's quite a bit lower, and so I really like it. I want to know what you think as well. That's a good pick for me. Let's go on to the next one. Here we go. We got Black Panther, and this is the secret rare in particular. I love all the Black Panther collectibles. They are definitely undervalued right now. As we work through the inventory and as we get through the people who got him on the drop or are still trying to make profits, this secret rare is really undervalued in my opinion. There's only, 1,500 gems for him right now, which is incredible. And this is the Black Panther, okay? There's only 2,800 editions, so it's a little bit higher than other secret rares, but you know what? It's still the Black Panther. I think this is going to be over 2,000, into that range at some point soon. As we get along further, we'll see what happens. This is just what I'm thinking, my opinion only. So if you have a chance to pick up the secret rare Black Panther and lock him in your vault long term, I think he's going to be at least double this value, and he'll probably stay around that level for quite a while. If you compare him to secret rare Spider-Man, if you compare him to secret rare Deadpool, he is definitely undervalued at 1,500 gems right now. So that's a great pick. And the other versions of him are also really good picks as well. The common, the uncommon, they're all really nice. Anyway, there's a good thought for you as well. So let's get on to the next one right here. And this is Reilly Spider-Man. This is his first appearance. I really think that this one is really undervalued right now as well in the market. It's about half price on sale. If you ask me, it goes for about 329 gems. There's only about just over 100 of them listed, so it goes up fast. It'll go up quickly, okay, once it starts going up again. And all it's going to take is a couple of sales to happen, and this is going to jump up again. There's only 5,384 of them in existence, so it's a really good Spider-Man. Also, the Ben Reilly version of Spider-Man we haven't seen on the big screen. It's only a matter of time, I believe, before we get him in real, on the big screen. So this, I think, is a really good long-term pick as well, right? So let's go on to my next one. We got Mr. Fantastic right here, and this is a really good cheap one for anybody. I've talked about him before. It's imminent, any moment, any time, any day. We are going to get Mr. Fantastic in the MCU. We've been getting so much, Fantastic Four stuff dropped in the app, comic books, all sorts of things, and it's only a matter of time before he shows up. And right now his first appearance is 25 gems, which is totally cheap. You could pick up 4 or 5 of them for 100 gems, and then you're just sitting there pretty for the long term. He has a lot of editions, okay, for first appearance, about 28,000 to 29,000, so there's a lot to go around. But at 25 gems, I think he's at least half price, and if you stacked him up, you would make really good gains. Like I said, I don't own this one. I owned it in the past, and I will own it again. I'm probably going to pick up 4 for probably 100 gems. That's sort of what I'm thinking, and then I'll have 4 sitting there, and then when he doubles to 50, maybe I'll sell one, and maybe I'll keep a few. But this is sort of what I'm thinking. I wanted to throw it out to you because it's imminent. Any moment he's going to show up in a trailer on screen, be confirmed, the actor that's going to be playing him, this is all going to be happening, everybody. We are getting the Fantastic Four, all right? And they have their own tab in the app. So think about that. Any of the Fantastic Four members are all cheap. You can pick up all 4 of them for quite cheap right now. And of course you have to get Doctor Doom to get the whole set, right? And he's around 700 to 800. So, but for 25 gems, you can't go wrong. Anyway, let's go on to the next one right here. And this is Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, but this is not the regular one. I think, the ultra rare version of him is totally around half price at least. Okay, it's $575, okay, and there's only 94 of them in the marketplace. There's only 3,800 in total editions. So he is really, really fantastic FA to get. And if you can pick him up at this price, he should be up around 1,000 or so. He will be again. There's no worry about that. He is Tom Holland's Spider-Man. This is the only one we have in the app. And it's also an ultra rare first appearance. So like I said, with the Ben Reilly and this Spider-Man as well, I think these are really safe bets. If you could pick them up around this price or even a little bit lower, that would be incredible. But remember, I'm talking long term. I'm not talking about 1 week flips here. I'm talking about, over time, right? So think about that. That's what this video is all about, right? Thinking long term on these and picking them up now at half price. And then in the future, you have one, you're set. I have actually 2 of the common ones of him. I don't have this one either. I really want to get it. I'll see if I can manage it. But, gems, there's so many things that I want on this list. So I have to be selective, right? So anyway, let's go on to the next one. Now, this one I think is a complete and total steal. And we're going to find that this, as time goes on, is going to be one of the best deals you can get. This is the 97 Batman, the Joe Modernia. I believe that's how you say his name, right? But anyway, he's a season 1 first appearance Batman, season 1 Batman, and he's like, I'm not sure if he's first appearance, I'll have to double check that, but he is like a season 1 and he's going for 850 gems right now, and the other ones around him are so much more valuable for a couple of reasons. They're a little bit rare, but still, he is so undervalued compared to the other one. And if you can get a season 1 Batman, like I said, I made a video about a week and a half ago about the items that I think that everyone should have if you're a Veve collector. Batman, you should have definitely a black and white Batman if you can. You should have a first appearance Spider-Man. You should have a Mickey Mouse. You should try to get a golden moment. I mean, these are ones that are kind of staples in the app that you want to try to have long term. And this is a fantastic one. If you can get up to this level, I mean, let's compare it to the other ones. You got the Todd that everyone knows is at 6,300 gems. You got the Rizzo's at 11,700 gems. And then you got the Becky's at 1,600. So he is half the price of Becky. And there's only 5,500 editions of this one, so he is really undervalued if you ask me, and I think he's about half price, at least to catch up to the Becky. No worries. Now, remember, people do sell the DC stuff when we have big, huge announcements because of the low fees that you get when you sell, but that's also a benefit for you if you do want to sell later because you will retain more of your gems when you buy it. So I really think the DC collectibles are really good to have, and if you can get maybe a couple of these ones for the same price as her, then you have one to flip, then you have one to hold. This is long-term thinking, not financial advice, but this is just the way I think of things. Let me know what you think, all right? So let's go on right here. I want to talk about some secret rare comics that we have in the app that I think are at least half price right now, that are going to get up to a certain level at some point, and you could get them. They're great for Master Collector. They're great for all sorts of reasons. This Fantastic Four comic number 65 Secret Rare is so undervalued right now because there's only 250 of them in the world. It's about 600, so it's decently priced. It's not like completely cheap or anything, but she's getting her show. This is going to be important. Another Fantastic Four appearance. Like I said about Mr. Fantastic earlier, we're getting all of this info, and Veve always drops things for a reason. If you can snag the Secret Rare, you're one of only 250 people in the world that can own it, and I think it's a really good one. So let's get on to the next one. We have the Ghost Rider Secret Rare. All right, so the Ghost Rider Secret Rare is climbing in value as well. It actually withstood the Pixar drop. It actually went down just a smidge. Now it's back up again around 1,500. But honestly, this should be well over 2,000, and it's going to be. I think you know that. I know it too. We're sitting at about 50 listed. All right, there's only 600 available, and this is a really iconic comic. If you can get your hands on this one before it reaches the 2,000 level, I think you're doing great. It's probably going to get up to around 3,000 later, 2,500, something like that. I don't know when, all right, and I could be wrong. Maybe it sits here forever, but I don't think so. It's too popular of a comic, and if you can get a Secret Rare, that's great. I managed to get one of these, so I'm really happy about that. I don't have the She-Hulk one. I have the Ultra Rare, but I do have this one, so I'm pretty stoked about it. This was my first ever Secret Rare in the app, so I totally believe in it long term, right? So anyway, let's go on to the next one. This one also is a new one, and the reason I'm putting this one out here is because of where it's sitting and where it's going to be. This is another Secret Rare with a beautiful cover, the Black Widow. It's not her first appearance, but it does have her backstory, but it is an Amazing Spider-Man comic, and it's a Secret Rare, and there's only 56 listed, and it's going for 170 gems. That is completely, only because it's so new, and it's only going to go up from here. It'd probably be sit around 300 to 400. If you think about any Spider-Man comic that's a Secret Rare, they're around 400 gems or so. All those Craven ones that we had and other ones, if it's not like a key issue. So this one's definitely going to go up just because it's a Secret Rare, that alone, and the fact it's Spider-Man, and the fact that there's the Black Widow on the cover. And now I'm wondering why we got this comic book. Why did we get this Black Widow backstory? I know that she in the MCU, if you watch all the movies, spoiler alert, but she's gone because of the whole Thanos thing. But maybe we're going to get another appearance of her, maybe another version of her, with Tom Holland, in his Spider-Verse movie, his Spider-Man movie. Maybe there is a way that she comes back. Scarlett Johansson's a great actor. Maybe it's a different actor that's going to play her. There's a reason we got this comic book, and I don't know why, but at 170 gems for Secret Rare, I don't think you can go wrong. I really want to pick one up. I don't own one yet, but I'm definitely going to. Anyway, let's get on to the next one. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're having fun with this video because I'm having a lot of fun making this video. I love deals in the market, and Miss Marvel right here, this is a new comic as well. This is the first appearance Mystique. We got that for some particular reason. I'm not sure why, but there are lots of Miss Marvel fans out there that are not in the app, and this is a really cool, iconic, secret rare cover that you could pick up as well. $165 right now. Now, I'm not saying that this is a massive grail, but like I said, it's going to be at least double this price in time. It's a secret rare. They all sit around that 300 level if they're a notable character like this one is. And with the first appearance of Mystique, this could be a really great comic. There's 50 listed right now, so you can get one at this price. I don't have one either. I'm looking to snag this one too, and that would be great to have. I think it's a really cool cover. I mean, she's kind of wearing a bathing suit, but I think it's funny, right? Anyway, let me know what you think about that one as well, right? So let's get on to another big pick for me. I actually owned this comic, and this is the ultra rare Deadpool comic. Like, this is the New Mutants 98. This is the first appearance of Deadpool. This one's sitting at $179 for an ultra rare. This is an unbelievable price. There's 31 listed in the market, so it's completely unbelievably low in terms of listings. And we just got that Deadpool comic, and I do have Deadpool info at the end of this video, so just hold on. But if you can snag, the ultra rare on this one, you are so far ahead. Think about this. The secret rare is like over 2K. So this is a great deal. Okay. So like if you get this one, like I do, I might get another one just to have, but it's his first appearance in the comic book world. There's 2,400 editions, so it's not super high. It's decent amount. So I really think this is a great pick. I picked this up like about, 3 or 4 weeks ago. Right. So anyway, I hope you like this pick as well, but let's get on to the next part right here. Now, this comic is really interesting, and this ties into my bonus material at the end and the comic we just got in the app. Now, this is Alpha Flight. This is the Canadian, basically, Avengers. No, actually, I shouldn't say that. They're more like mutants, right? And this is the Canadian version of the X-Men. Okay, that's sort of more what it's like. And this is the ultra rare. Now, this is lower edition sizes than normal comics. So the ultra on this one is like a secret rare. It's 500 editions. This is the alternate cover art that I really like, all right? And it goes for $245 right now. And now, this goes into what I'm going to do at the end here. So stick around. But this could be a very, very important comic book moving forward, depending on what they're going to do in the Marvel and the MCU. And remember, Veve's giving us hints, right, about what's coming. We don't know anything about what's coming in the future, but Alpha Flight, that they could be really important. And actually, let's get on to the next part right here, because this is my bonus material, right? I hope you stick around for it. This is the comic we just got literally today, the day I'm making this video. This is Deadpool #1. All right. And now this comic, it's been listed by people as like not important at all, but there's some interesting things going on with this comic, and I think it's a bonus. All right, so this is what happens in the comic. If you actually read about it, Deadpool takes a mission in Antarctica, all right, where he finds himself face to face with Sasquatch, and the Sasquatch is from the Alpha Flight, all right, which is the comic I just showed you. He's this guy right here in the comic, the big Sasquatchy dude in the far background, all right. This is what Deadpool, he finds himself face to face in this comic with him in Antarctica. So what does that mean? Why are we getting another comic where we have the Alpha Flight as well? All right. So this is interesting. And this goes beyond the first appearance of her on the cover. Like that to me is not the main part about this. It's the Alpha Flight connection. And so if you think about the Deadpool series and the movie, this is the bonus material. Deadpool #3 is coming soon. They're starting filming this year on Deadpool 3. What are they going to do? Are they going to involve the Alpha Flight and make them really funny and kind of put them in that sort of thing? But Deadpool 3 is like, I'll read this for you right here. This is just a little excerpt for you, but it's happening, and it's happening within the official MCU continuity. All right. So they're bringing him into the continuity. This has been confirmed. That's right, the foul-mouthed, fourth wall breaking, because, he looks at you in the camera, he goes through the fourth wall, frequently blood-caked mutant is going to be exploding F-bombs, all right, right inside the formerly family-friendly Marvel movies, okay, and it starts filming this year. So you're looking long-term. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not saying you should pick up this particular comic book. I'm thinking that more this particular one could be really important because of the Alpha Flight And this particular one right here because it's Deadpool's first appearance. Anyway, I wonder what you think of the video. Let me know down below. I really want to know what you think. Hit a subscribe, hit like if you like the video, join the channel for the giveaways that we have. I'll see you in the next video. Happy collecting.